What's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to an episode of the Legion of Comic Correction. We talk all things comic books.
You're probably wondering why I brought you all here today.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about one of the greatest movies ever created.
It's not true.
Wait, Swolgoo, what movie did you bring for us?
Swolgoo.
The Flash.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well.
I'm going to die. Not going to make it.
Shout out to my beautiful fiancé.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harrod's engaged.
Yeah.
Off the market.
Woo!
You can't
This
buy
meat
him
is
anymore.
off the
You
market.
can't buy him
She
anymore.
paid $6 for me.
That's all. You know
Wow.
what? We posted him at 1,000,
Yeah.
and then it's just
She came in with that first
She's
offer,
like,
and you were
she
like,
said
yep.
$7.
it was
And she-
$1,000 or best offer.
for some reason, she said
Best offer.
$7. Logan then negotiated for $6. I don't know what happened.
negotiated. I took it.
You agreed
I
to
took
it.
care of it. I handled it.
All right, guys,
I
welcome.
said you're overpaying, madam.
Welcome to the Legion. We are doing a comic review today, which means we are talking about a movie, and we're talking
No,
about
we're not.
We're talking about The Flash today.
This
whether
wasn't
you
a
think
movie.
it's a
It's a
movie
thing.
or
It's a
not.
thing.
Not a movie.
It's a thing. It appeared in the cinema.
Not a movie.
That
Logan
is
actually
arguable.
wasn't there. I'm not kidding you. There's the whole time we watched that movie, everyone's laughing in the theater. This man's just like,
I was dead
You were
inside.
very.
he was dead.
Like
I was dead inside.
you admitted afterward, there are some actual funny parts to it.
I will.
But I think you were so offended that you just couldn't laugh.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. That is a perfect synopsis.
Yeah.
That is a perfect synopsis.
I get that.
Dum,
I get that.
dum, dum. All right, that's it.
All right, guys. Well, if you like,
The verdict. Nailed it.
well, we'll get there. You gotta say it
There
officially.
were a couple funny lines. Nothing else.
Everything else,
Garbage. I mean, we got to talk about how
we do.
bad.
We'll
but
talk about it, and we'll talk about why it's so bad.
Yeah.
But you guys already know. I mean, it's bad. So if you guys like comic podcasts like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you can know when all of our latest episodes come out. If you want to support the show in a bigger way than just liking and subscribing, because that does help the almighty algorithm, you can go down into the links down there below. There's lots of places you can go, including our website, legionofcc.com, where you can buy sweet merch like that. Sweet merch, not my hat.
this.
And sweet merch, like all of that over there.
Minus me and these sweet glasses.
Woo.
Listen, we gave you guys the option, and you missed the opportunity
People,
to buy
yeah,
it.
you had the chance.
And now it's gone. It'll never be there again.
Never there
Can't buy
again.
me.
If you want to support in an even bigger way, and no, not buying Harry, you can go down to the link and click our Patreon link, where you
one
can
right
become
there.
a member. There's 3 different tiers. You get all the different kinds of cool stuff, like extra content, extra podcasts, behind the scenes, artwork, all different kinds of cool stuff. So go down there, like, subscribe, support. We love you guys. We couldn't do the show without you.
Nope.
All right, we're going to get into this as quickly as possible because it was so bad
Yep.
that I know it's going to take a while for us to go through.
Well, and the reality is everybody knows how bad it was because
Yeah.
of the opening weekend box office.
Not only that,
We can certainly dig
Or
in,
we
but
just
this
saw
is this, yeah, or if you watched it, or if you have eyeballs.
well, don't go see it if you haven't seen. Usually we say
Don't
go
waste
see
your
it.
time.
Yeah.
Usually we say go see it and then come back and listen to us.
There's literally
Don't-
no redeeming
Don't
factor.
waste your.
Yeah, well,
Well, I mean, Michael Keaton was a little bit redeeming.
comedy
I will-
satire.
pretty cool.
I swear, this is where we're gonna break.
He was
This is
terrible
where we're gonna break. I'm not
because
gonna
he was
make it.
ruined. He was lost. Like he was a wasted opportunity. But
Right.
at least we got to
you
see
know
him.
who said that? You know who said that exact statement?
This guy. I agree with you, man. I'm not. Yeah. I see. Here's the thing. I'm usually the optimist. I'm going to agree with you guys 100% on this episode. I don't think.
No, you just disagreed with me.
Well, I think that I still enjoyed seeing Michael Keaton on the screen.
Yeah, you could
But-
watch any movie with Michael Keaton and enjoy.
Yeah, but
Go
some new
watch
stuff.
Batman.
I just watched Beetlejuice last
Just
night.
watch Batman or Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice was
Both
great.
good movies.
Yeah.
Or the other guys.
Or the other guy.
guys.
Great movie.
All right.
Great movie.
Well, let's get into it.
For the
So,
adults.
Well, same with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice was a lot like
Beetlejuice was
I watched it again, man. It's
Yeah.
not for children.
not for the
Not
masses.
nowadays.
Not M for the
not-
masses.
I don't think Forever Days. It was way worse than I
Forever
thought.
Days?
Forever Days.
It was
man.
rough.
all the way back to those
Beetlejuice
Ever
is
days.
scary.
No, I mean, I
And
don't
super
disagree.
inappropriate. All right.
Yep, and inappropriate.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
We're gonna jump into our Carnage report and talk about who was in it, how much money it made or making, and the source material. Let's do it.
Everyone in the comments needs to remind Greg that he's on summer break so he can make
Oh yeah,
chainsaw noises.
chainsaw duty.
Would you make them?
I'm trying, man. Trying.
I'm going to hit you with this lightsaber
Set the
every time
time.
you don't do it.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Set the timer, Harry.
Ow.
Oh, no.
Almost took out the Batwing.
That would have been your fault with the lightsaber.
Would it have been?
No, would it have been?
Or would it have been your
Would it
lacking
have
of
been?
2 years now?
He wouldn't have to do that if you would have your chainsaw noises.
Yeah, I'm going to look back. It hasn't been two years.
It's been probably
pretty
at least
long.
a year and a
Almost
half.
Maybe a year.
We could go back on
We
the
go
tape.
back and see the first time
Check
I
tape.
said we're going to make
Check the tape
chainsaws.
there. Yeah.
I'll
Right here. Bing.
I got. Well, see, here's the thing. Do you want me to look for that, or do you want me to make chainsaws?
Were we here?
No. I
it was
think
way
we were.
Yeah, it was way even before that. Yep.
No, maybe we were. I don't know.
No, it was way back.
No.
Well, as always in the Carnage Report, we go over the budget of the movie, how much money the movie has made or is making, who's in the movie, and then the source material that it comes from, if it comes from any. In this case, it comes from none. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess a little bit. Some maybes.
Nope.
Here's
I
the
refuse
thing.
to accept it.
Here's what I
Nope.
would say is that it comes from some in name, but ruins every inch of it.
Yes.
So it's
but then does it
claims
come
a
from it?
name because it claims a name.
I know it claims a name. Well, we'll get into it.
All right. How much do you think it costs to make this movie?
Well, CGI was at an all-time low budget.
I'm going to add a number to this.
Listen,
I'm going
listen.
to add a horrible number to this after
I
this.
did look.
But just go. But I believe I'm going to say 200 million.
200 million. I did look. This was originally supposed to be released in 2018. It is 2023.
Yeah, that's
So
terrible.
they've been holding this and then marketing it as well. After
They should have scrapped it.
They should. Yeah, if they scrapped
Yeah.
freaking Batgirl. Why didn't they scrap
They
this?
should have
I had
scrapped
to
this.
take these off.
Batgirl
These
would have been
things started
better.
hurting my
Batgirl
eyes.
probably would have been better.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
It's fine. Oh, you're
Who are you?
apologizing.
I'm apologizing to my fiance.
Who are you?
Where's Swolgo? Swolgu?
Who are you?
What have you done with the
What have you done with Swogu?
What's that over there?
Huh?
Oh, Swogu!
Swolgu!
There was
Hey,
somebody
what's up,
just
Welcome
here.
back. He looks just like you,
What?
but without your ears. All right, how much do you think it made, Harry?
You said 200
I
million?
said
He
two.
said
No.
200 million.
You
You
asked
did.
how
I'm
much.
sorry.
No.
Oh, no,
You
no, I'm
asked
sorry.
How much it
would
cost?
cost?
Oh, how much it cost to
You
make.
did say
I said
200
200 million.
You said 200 million
To make it,
to make it.
not made. That's a
I
different
said
story.
2018, so I'm going to say 173,000 million.
My man.
I'm just kidding. I do that every time. Million.
173 million.
173 million.
You guys are both really close. The estimated budget was between 200 and 220 million. So somewhere in that ballpark.
And that was
Sweet
2018.
Lord!
That was 2018.
Well, now that's also including the marketing done in 2022 and 2023.
No, it is not.
To get ready for that.
And that is the number I want to throw out there to you.
Oh, did they? Well, from the report I had looked
That
at,
does
that's
not
both.
include that. No.
Yeah, really?
Here is the debt. I'm going to throw this number out there, and I'm going to give it to all of you too.
Give it to me.
I looked this up because
Do it.
I could not believe it. DC's 2023 slate of movies.
Right.
Okay? So let's go through some of those movies.
What?
Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Yes.
The Flash,
The Flash,
Blue Beetle,
Blue Beetle,
Aquaman, Lost Kingdom.
Aquaman, Lost Kingdom.
Yep.
DC has spent $1.1 to $1.2 billion on marketing those 4 movies
Really?
this year.
Wow.
Okay.
You
So,
can look that
And you know
up.
Flash was the heavy hitter.
So
Do
this-
you understand?
so this is gonna be
that
more like.
wasn't million. That
Right.
was billion.
So it's gonna be
With a
more like
B.
4
500
to 500,
500
more
million.
than probably $500 million.
probably 500 million. Okay.
And that's just this year.
That's
That
just
makes
this.
it even better.
I am.
That's gross.
It's awful.
That's gross. You're right. I was looking at this. I was
WB
looking
is
at.
just killing him.
I was looking at Yahoo. It was Yahoo News, and they said the production budgets. That's right. That's
This
not without. That's
had
without
to
the
be
advertising. That's
a
crazy.
500
million, 500
'cause
million.
Even if we just go average, even if
Yeah.
that's 4 movies, 300 million a movie, right? Let's throw the average.
Sure.
Except Flash
Would have been more.
definitely got more than Shazam, and is gonna get more than either of the other 2.
Right.
Well, the other 2, they're in trouble, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I mean, it's like I don't know what's gonna. I don't know. What's, DC's
This
in a lot
is
of trouble.
drawing.
It just needs to end.
Speaking of those 2,
James Gunn needs to go forward.
James Gunn
Just go forward.
is panicking me out the gate. He's
Well,
panicking me
yeah.
right now.
You mean because he said this was a really great movie?
He said
Yeah.
this was a really great movie. He
Yeah.
said he was beyond impressed
blown
by
away.
it, blown away. He said it was amazing. So that's number one.
Could that have just been like a PR thing though? Like, because he took over, he's trying to,
sure, 100%.
Because he just recently had an interview where he came out and said, where he critiqued superhero sloppy storytelling, and people are saying that like it kind of sounds like he's talking about the Flash.
I don't care because here's the follow up.
What's the follow up?
Blue Beetle is his first superhero in the DCU.
Right. Okay, let me. I'm going to talk on that real quick because he said that on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside You podcast.
Okay,
where he said that, and he was very, very clear that Blue Beetle is the first DCU superhero, but he was very clear that it's not the first DCU movie. In other words, he's going to keep the character of Blue Beetle in his universe, but this movie isn't actually part of his universe. So
he's
covering his butt.
So this movie doesn't matter.
Well, so in other words, he's using it as like this is going to be the introduction of the Blue Beetle, and then he's going to actually just tell whatever story he wants. The Blue Beetle doesn't really have
that makes no sense.
Well,
it really doesn't.
But so
there's no way you can make sense of that.
Here's what makes sense of it. He knows it's going to be a crap show. He knows it's not going to do well, but he likes the character of the Blue Beetle, so he wants to use him.
Great.
Right.
Here's the thing. You make a movie about him.
Right, well, that's what he's doing, but he was asked point blank.
But this wasn't his movie.
Oh, I know, but
makes no sense.
Well, but it was started and made before he became head of DC.
There's very little you can convince me of here.
Sure. Oh,
I'm just going to be outright honest.
I'm just trying to
I will listen to you at times, and I have stepped back on certain things at times. This won't be that time. You won't get me. You can say whatever you want.
I'm just listening to the facts. I am right on board with you on how pessimistic this is. I think the DC universe, whether it be James Gunn's or not, is in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
And is
the pot's boiling. They gotta
regardless of how good he is and how good James Gunn does, it's gonna take I don't know how to get out of this hole.
They already had low expectations for the Flash.
Yeah.
They exceeded low expectations.
Yeah. All right.
They saw low expectations and were like,
we can go lower than that.
We can do better.
We can go lower than that.
We can get there.
Speaking of which, all right, how much do you think it made opening weekend?
So $55.7 million.
You looked it up.
Nope, just saw it online.
Right on my screen, or did you see it?
No, I mean it just came up on the news.
All right.
So
opening weekend.
You know how news, like the news app, like aggregates to things that you look up.
Sure.
Right. So
DC stuff.
All I did was open my news app, and they were like, Flash lower than expectations. $55 million opening week.
I mean, if you asked me first, I would have guessed like 55.6 million.
And you would have been wrong.
Right.
Here's the quick. Okay, so let's.
They were projecting. Do you want to know how bad it was?
They were projecting
75 million. They were projecting.
That's horrible.
So we'll reframe it. How much do you think it has made so far after these? Because right now, at the filming of this episode, we have just left the second weekend of The Flash.
56.7 million.
Is that your actual? You want to give a better?
My real
more than that.
Here's the thing. I really want to load it.
Domestic and world. What do you think?
Total.
So total box office is domestic and global.
International. Because worldwide would include domestic.
Right. So
worldwide.
What do you think domestic? What do you think world?
So domestic so far.
Do you know the number already?
No, I don't. Okay. I actually don't.
I do.
Domestic, I'm going to say 102. Worldwide, I'm going to say 235 million.
Okay, cool. What do you think?
I'm going to say 83.
There's nothing on my screen. I
million.
There's nothing on my screen. You can look. I'm looking at the other stuff.
What?
83 million.
Yeah.
And worldwide, 173 million.
83.
Well done, sir.
173.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well,
what is it?
Oh, man.
What is it?
Right now, domestically,
yes,
87 million.
Oh, Harry,
close.
Real close.
Harry. Well done, sir.
87 million.
Okay.
Worldwide. Worldwide, 210.
So I was pretty close.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Give you a framework. Guardians 3 opening weekend made almost 300 million in the first 3 days. Almost 300 million.
DC.
So,
oh my gosh.
Here's the other thing.
We're alive.
Second weekend.
We're barely breathing.
We're not alive. We are dead.
We are dead.
Second
Second weekend of The Flash, they saw a 75% decrease in sales.
Yep.
Shocker.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That is actually a shocker. That's huge.
It's a massive,
That's more like
massive drop.
I would have probably guessed like a 45%. 75%.
I would have gone higher than 45, but not 75. I wouldn't have gotten up to 75.
Yeah, you'd hike it up maybe like 10% more than that.
I would have probably gotten 55.
Because that's crazy.
Yes, because that would. Yes,
That
you're
is
right.
nuts
You're right,
for a
Harry.
superhero movie.
100%. You're exactly right.
Doesn't make
You
any
have two studios, well, three technically, but two studios primarily
Worst
that
case
make.
scenario, I would never have guessed 75%. I would never have been like,
It's nuts.
it's lower than you think.
All right.
Okay, 60.
So here's this is great. So this maybe it won't make you any angrier, but it's kind of funny.
Come on.
That's
You
impossible.
ready?
Come on.
You ready for this?
Yes.
The only superhero movie that has done worse than this movie when it comes to changing in percentage.
Let me guess. Wait, can we guess?
What do you think?
Ooh.
Do you know it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I am going
to-
because it would have had to start high. Justice League.
Justice League, okay. What do you think?
Let me be right and let me lose my effing mind.
I'm going to say New Mutants.
No, because it didn't start as high. I was thinking the
Yeah,
same thing.
sure.
It would have needed to be high.
I know, but they
and
pushed it
drop
really
off.
hard, and people were like, "Oh, this looks pretty good."
No, I was thinking the same. I was in the boat, but then I'm like, no.
It was either
it
that
had
or
to have
Morbius.
had a start and drop. No,
it's
it needed to start better. It's Justice League.
it's Morbius.
No way!
Wow.
So
Wow.
Morbius is the hardest tank of a superhero movie, and the Flash is right behind it.
What's above the Flash?
I
You don't know?
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
I'm
Just
sitting
barely.
I
here.
forgot that was a movie.
I'm sitting here right now,
Right.
with you both. Okay,
Yeah, you are.
our last
You're right
episode.
here in the flesh.
Our last episode, we did bottom 5.
Yeah, I know.
May need to put a addendum.
Here's the best, Legion.
I may need an addendum.
Legion, here's the best because you guys don't necessarily know.
We're
the
one
behind the
episode
scenes.
removed.
Well, but even the better part is that we filmed it. We filmed the bottom 5 episode like the right before we saw
Yeah, it
the
was
Flash.
like 4 days.
Yeah,
5
and then
days.
we went and saw the Flash. And we
I
leave,
can't.
we
I
leave
can't.
the theater, and Logan's like, "My bottom 5's already messed up."
It's already
Like,
ruined.
we already just made the list.
I don't know where it is in the list,
It's
but I
in
can
there.
tell you it's
I
in
think
there.
it's
I
probably
guarantee it's
in there.
probably your top 3.
It might be.
Just because what they did to your
Let me
boy.
think.
It might be in my top
It doesn't
3.
beat Justice League. I'm going to tell you right now.
All right, well, so
Well,
save
it
it.
doesn't have history.
Save it. We got to talk about this one. We'll get to bottom 5.
At 100 episodes.
No. We'll make sure we do an addendum to the Flash before we get the picture printed out.
Okay.
Because it's not fair. We did it. We
It's
how
so
could we have
bad.
known? We didn't. We knew the Flash wasn't going to be good, but I don't think
Yeah.
any of us were like, it's definitely going to be on our bottom 5. Well, yeah, you probably did.
I did.
I didn't think so.
You could have predicted it then. Could have been like, I predict.
Well, I could,
You
but
could do an
I
honorable
wouldn't have been
mention.
able to.
It's not much of a
I
gambling
wouldn't have been
man.
able to tell you where.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to tell you
Should have
where.
done it as an honorable mention, number 6.
Yeah. Number 6.
All right, so we're talking about the cast now. We got some people coming in here, some returners and
We got some people
new people. We got Ezra Miller coming back as the Flash.
I guess we just say spoilers, but whatever.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What
Spoilers,
spoilers?
whatever. Michael
Don't
Shannon,
go see the spoiler is don't go see the movie.
right.
That's the spoiler.
That is the
Spoiler,
spoiler.
don't go see it.
All right, Michael Shannon comes back as General Zod. We get Ben Affleck coming back as Batman.
Wasted.
Jeremy Irons coming back as Alfred.
Wasted.
Probably one of the more enjoyable parts
yeah.
of the movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I love Jeremy Irons as Alfred is
great.
another massively wasted talent.
Sure.
Him and Michael Caine are the best Alfreds.
can't.
They're so good.
I just can't.
But Alfred, Michael Caine wasn't wasted. Sorry,
No, he
Jeremy.
was
Not at all.
not. No, he was
Great.
not.
All right, so Jeremy Irons returned. Ben Affleck returned. Gal Gadot returned as Wonder Woman for a brief
That was a
cameo.
little shocker. Yeah.
That is.
We'll talk about.
I did say that was going to be one of the
you
ones
said
I
she was gonna
thought.
be in there. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that more.
Not in the way I thought she would be.
No, well, we'll talk about it
Wasted.
more because there's some alternate endings that were filmed, and we'll talk about that.
Nobody
when we get to the
cares.
reviews.
It doesn't matter.
You're going to care because there's one that I can't wait to tell you.
Oh, great.
Jason Momoa returned as Aquaman for a post-credit scene, and we
That was
had
the stupidest post-credits.
It really was. There's
So
It was.
nothing,
completely
So
wasted.
Yeah.
dumb.
Completely
nothing
worthless.
constructive from that at all.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No,
Besides that, he's
He
more
fell
of an
asleep in
alcoholic
a
than we
puddle.
thought. So
I guess, yeah. He can breathe in water, though, I
Exactly.
guess. Half in water. Yeah, I guess he can breathe all the way in water.
What are you talking
He can
about?
breathe both in water and in land. But
Exactly.
doesn't he have to come out? Doesn't he has to spend an equal amount of time in both?
I don't
no.
think so. No.
No, he can be.
No.
I don't think there was ever
no.
an Aquaman that
I
could do
wasn't
that.
sure. I don't know. I don't read Aquaman.
What does he have? Like a does? Nobody reads Aquaman, but everyone knows.
Aquaman. You just needed to watch the movie Aquaman.
Yeah, I did like that movie. The first
Keep
Aquaman
going.
movie.
Just keep going.
The first Aquaman movie was fun.
It wasn't the worst, but it's not great.
It was one of the best DCEU movies.
That's a low bar.
I know.
Low bar.
And Henry Cavill comes back in his likeness, saving a volcano.
That's so ridiculous.
As Superman. And then we get some new people. We get Ron Livingston coming in as the Flash's dad. He replaced who's the guy from Watchmen?
So dumb. I don't know his name.
Who's the guy from Watchmen?
But why did we do a replacement on this? It was Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen.
That guy was probably like, this is going to be a terrible movie.
I probably did. He stayed away.
The worst part is that Ron Livingston is a good actor. I thought he did a good job in this for what they gave him. I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Billy
Crudup. Kudrup.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Crudup.
Crudup? Nah, Billy's good. You like Billy?
He's a half decent actor, yeah.
All right.
I really liked him as Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, he was great as Dr. Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all blue and muscly.
All blue.
Sasha Cal came in as Kara Zor-El, Supergirl.
She was terrible.
Yeah, is what it is.
She was all right.
I thought she was fine, but they didn't give her enough time to actually be anything.
Well, it was like there was no story to her.
I didn't like it. And then
she was a moody teenager.
And then Tamara Morrison came back as Aquaman's dad.
I know, wasted.
Props to that dude being married to the Queen of Atlantis.
Yep.
That was a
funny bit. That was a bit.
He's like,
you're married to the Queen of Atlantis. And
he's like,
yeah, okay, whatever.
That was a good bit.
And last but not least, we get Michael Keaton coming. Well, actually, there's two more. I'll save Michael Keaton because he's great. But we have George Clooney come in as Batman at the very end.
I'm not saluting George Clooney. I'm saluting.
Okay, I saw that. You saluted George Clooney.
No.
And then Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, or Batman in the alternate universe. Yeah, it really is a shame because it's like that. Yeah. That's the last time we'll see him as Batman.
That's what I was saying. I said it. The last time we talked about that, I said it.
I know. Oh man, I love when DC movies do bad.
Stop that.
No, I want DC outright said.
I know.
Michael Keaton was going to be wasted.
I know.
We literally get nothing from this. Not only is it a terrible movie,
it's terrible
that he has to now be credited to. I can't. I can't.
All right, well, let's do source, then we can talk about what we didn't like about it. So, source material. The source material comes directly from the director, who claimed this storyline as his biggest inspiration. He also has a little bit of inspiration from Crisis on Infinite Earths, which we see when Barry's in the middle of the Speed Force and seeing all the planets kind of colliding. There were some references to that there. But the bulk of it came from the storyline called Flashpoint, which is a fan favorite.
No, it didn't.
Well, that's what he said. I'm saying that's what the director said. So fan favorite.
Let's make sure we make that clear.
Even for guys that aren't like big, I'm not a big DC fan. I like DC, but Flashpoint is one of my favorite storylines from DC. It was really, really great.
That's because it's great.
It's great, and he said he was going to pull from that. So we were all really excited for him to pull from that. And he didn't. So here's spoilers real quick. So in the movie, just to give an overarch, Barry decides he needs to go back in time to stop his mother from dying because he wants to change things for the better for him and his life. So he does go back and he tampers with time. And in doing so, he creates a whole bunch of different universes.
I hate time travel.
Multiverse, right? And the majority of the film is him trying to fix the mistake that he made. And in the end, he comes across the true villain of the movie who kind of pushed him out of the Speed Force, which was him. Evil Flash, who looks a lot like a lot of different characters, mainly Savitar from the CW.
Thank you.
We'll talk about that in a minute. And Future Flash from the comics.
Yes.
He eventually stops the Evil Flash and writes the timeline. But we'll talk about that too, because the ending, we'll talk about it in the comic review, is one of my biggest frustrations of the movie, and I'm sure one of you guys too.
Too many frustrations.
So first of all, Evil Flash, or the evil Barry, he looks a lot like Savitar from the CW, who was an evil variant version of the Flash created from breaking the Time Force, or the Time Speed Force, Speed Force, whatever.
Speed Force.
But Savitar in the comics actually is not Barry.
Yes,
so
they
Savitar,
changed it in the TV
he's
show.
a Cold War pilot from a third world nation who becomes a supersonic fighter jet speedster called Savitar. Yeah. So It wasn't even Barry, but he kind of looked like him. But Savitar doesn't look like that in the comics. They kind of just took from the CW, which was weird because they didn't even reference the CW. Grant Gustin didn't get a cameo.
All the opportunities in the world. We made references to 1,000,001 obscure things.
So the closer parallel would be the Future Flash or Evil Flash, called the Evil Doer. The Future Flash is a version of Barry Allen who blames himself for Wally West dying. And he tries to fix that. And as he tries to fix that, he ruins the timeline. So that's a little bit closer because in this, Evil Flash tries to fix things because Supergirl and Batman die. And so he's trying to fix the deaths that he thought were his fault. So it's closer to Future Flash, but still not the same because it's not Wally West. And he didn't stop himself like that. It just, I don't know.
Everything's wrong.
Everything's wrong. So Flashpoint, again, biggest thing. The only parallel to Flashpoint is that Barry's mother is still alive. And that Barry is the reason she's still alive.
There's pretty much no. So in Flashpoint,
what are they missing? What are they missing?
They're missing so many things.
What are they missing?
Let's go big arc, okay?
Big arc.
So the biggest storyline probably in Flashpoint is the overarching war between the Atlanteans and the Themyscirans, okay?
Well, before you even jump into that, I forgot about this. I haven't read Flashpoint in a long time. So I went back and looked over it. One of the biggest things that they didn't do, which I thought Flashpoint was super cool about, is that the majority of Flashpoint, Barry doesn't know it was his fault. He wakes up without his memories of why the world's different. And
That's true.
He doesn't have his powers.
That's true.
And he's going through trying to figure out his real memories are being overwritten by the altered timeline memories. And eventually he finds out that he's the one who messed everything up and he goes back to fix it. And he actually fixes it. So that, but that was never the case in here.
I was trying to go major plot points, but that's a huge detail. You're exactly right.
That's how it started.
And the only thing that they did in connection with that was when a future or present Barry loses his powers for that period of time when he recreates the event with
for
past
young
Barry to give him the powers, but because of being struck by the lightning through him, it transferred the powers to him.
Negative. It's a positive.
That's the way electricity works,
right?
It's
science.
Hold on.
Chemicals and electricity.
There were no eels, though. I'm
no
confused.
eels. So.
I was really wondering where.
But
the
there's
eels
chemicals, so.
Okay. So if you replace eels with chemicals, you can get similar results.
It's high voltage. About 4 times the heat of the sun.
Okay.
Through chemicals. Through human body.
Through a human body.
Doesn't result in a disintegration of a human being.
Correct.
Right. Turns you into Ezra Miller instead of Jamie
It's science.
Foxx.
You guys don't understand.
I can't touch that.
Nope.
Above our pay grade.
Yeah, well above. But
all right, well, go ahead.
So then, in this timeline,
Atlantis
the major overarching storyline is this war that is about to erupt between the Atlanteans and the Themyscirans. And the reason that this is caused is because Aquaman and Wonder Woman have a fling, and because of that fling, Mira finds out about it. She confronts Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman kills Mira.
Chops off her head.
Yeah. And then Aquaman is still in love with Mira and declares war against the Themyscirans.
Right.
Now,
makes sense.
We're wondering how this erupts into this major, worldwide issue. Well, it's because they bring on all their allies, or a lot of their allies that go along with it. So, for example, instead of, Ocean Master being an antagonist against Aquaman, they join forces.
They team up,
Everybody who is a villain to Aquaman, he gets them in line on his side. And brings them to face the Themyscirans.
Well, he's like a tyrant king in this. He's a lot more malicious.
Oh, he is.
Than he is in our Aquaman.
Yeah. So,
which, hey, Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot were in here. I would have loved to see that.
In addition,
we didn't see that at all, though.
No, it would have
been cool to see at least in a different world.
Yeah,
the major
they could have done that.
Plot
didn't happen. Hey, wait. Was there a Thomas Wayne, a gun-toting Batman?
No.
Wait,
Thomas Wayne.
What?
One of the coolest variants. Batman, a gun-toting drunken Batman
with a Joker wife.
The reason is because instead of Bruce Wayne's parents dying, Bruce dies, and Thomas turns into a gun-toting, drunken Batman.
Yep.
And Martha becomes a Joker.
Martha!
And so, as a result of that, you also have Cyclops, who is in charge of trying to rally the troops behind stopping this worldwide war, which is going to result in basically the world's destruction.
Right. He's like a global security force for the United Nations, right?
With a ragtag bunch, because he's got the Shazam kids.
Yep.
And
Reverse Flash helps him for a bit, doesn't he? Or helps him.
Helps him.
Cyborg too, right?
Cyborg.
Well, yeah, Cyborg's the main
Cyclops.
guy.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
You say Cyclops?
You said Cyclops.
Said Cyclops.
I was like,
just correct me.
I was just gonna roll
Cyborg.
with it.
Sorry, but, Cyborg is in charge of the world. Come on, just correct me next time. But in addition to that,
there's more though.
No, he's trying to recruit the Flash.
No, I know, but there's more people. I forget who they are.
There's not many.
There's like 10.
There's not many. That's a ragtag bunch.
I mean, there's 10, but what? 5 of them are the
Themyscirans,
the Shazam,
and all the Atlanteans.
Was Green Arrow in there?
No, you're thinking. Thinking in the Dark Knight, the second one.
Yes,
Dark
Knight Returns 2.
Where he
I'm thinking of Flash.
One-armed Ollie.
One-armed Ollie.
Oh, that yeah.
Dope.
One-armed Ollie is freaking amazing.
But no,
anyway,
there's more. But yeah, there's a few more.
Yeah,
but
not
the main
major
ones,
characters.
And Thomas Wayne is one of them.
Cyclops, yeah.
So
doing
no
who knows
Thomas
what.
Wayne, no Cyborg,
no
Reverse Flash.
I just said Cyclops.
Did you?
I think I just
Hilarious.
did.
So,
No Cyclops either.
He's not even in this universe.
I mean, come on.
Not here.
No.
How could he?
You know what would have fixed this movie?
Cyclops.
James Marsden.
Absolutely not. Gosh.
No.
Imagine if they cast him as Thomas Wayne.
Oh my word.
Would you have gone and seen the movie?
I think I would have died. I would have died.
Well, we talked about it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan would have been amazing.
Wonderful.
Thomas
why
Wayne.
not?
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Why not?
All you got to
bring
do is
Jeffrey
send him
Dean
in there and say, "Be Negan."
Yeah, be Negan with 2 guns.
With two guns.
And a trench coat.
and a cape and a cowl and red.
So all these major storylines and all these things that people love about Flashpoint, nowhere to be found. Not a single thing like it.
No.
People showed up, but none of them were the right
so
in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time.
So the global conflict. So in Flashpoint, they also there was still global conflict. It was replaced with the Kryptonian invasion from Man of Steel.
Stupid.
So but I'm saying that's what they replaced.
You're 100%
that
right.
with.
Yes, that's what they did. That was the global conflict.
There was also Subject 1.
Whatever.
Which was Superman.
Oh my gosh.
Red Sun.
Oh my gosh.
In the comics.
Blowing it.
Well,
this is ruined.
They mixed it all up. Harry, talk about you just mentioned Red Sun.
Yeah.
Please do, Harry.
They took not only the Flashpoint one, but the Red Sun one, and they put into something
somehow they're the same,
but different.
I just don't understand why would they even use the 2 countries with using Russia instead?
Why would they bring
why it didn't even need to be in there to ruin it.
Nothing needed to be in there.
Didn't need to be connected.
The U.S. government experimenting on it.
Sure.
That's what it was.
It didn't have to be any government.
They literally moved it to Russia. They literally moved it to Russia that she crash landed in Russia.
Instead.
Crash landed in Russia.
Yes.
Superman crash lands in Russia is Red Sun. Okay?
But he's adopted.
And then he becomes the Russian
version
symbol,
of Superman.
Version of Superman for communism.
Yeah.
Yo, that Batman in Red Sun with the winter hat.
With the winter hat,
he's so
dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
None of that happened.
Nope. Yep. So we just replace.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even know how to explain it because it doesn't make sense on why they would even use that because it doesn't help them develop any sort of story that they are trying to push at all.
No,
you mean having it be Supergirl instead of Superman?
Supergirl,
not just that, but also
why in Russia?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
because
we're
they're
in
easy
Russia.
bad guys. They could have used any country.
You know what we need to do? We need Russia.
Bring in the Russians.
Bring in the Russians.
Why don't they just bring in the Nazis? It's a different timeline. Nazis still be around. They brought in the Russians.
That would have been cooler.
That actually
Scuba
would
Nazis.
have been more interested.
Bring me the scuba Nazis.
Scuba Nazis. But yeah, so she's
Nazi
sealed away.
Yeah.
Patient 1 is sealed away from the sun so that she cannot gain any power, any strength from the sun.
Right when it was known it was Russia, this man was just slapping me in the theater. Like, what the?
I was so angry. I cannot explain because
Now, if she would have been the Red Daughter,
some of
that would have been all right.
And
like she like betrayed it or something. Yeah.
You have to understand, Greg.
Yeah.
These are probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, Harry, but at least for me, these are at least top 10 comics. At least top 10 in DC.
In DC, sure.
At least
DC. Flashpoint, 100%.
Yes.
Red Sun, even though I'm not a Superman fan, it has Batman in it, but it's like still, it's a major story within the DC comic universe.
Yeah.
And
Crisis
the problem with that is
like
huge.
It's freaking enormous.
Right. If you took the Avengers Infinity War, if you took I don't even know, like other Marvel comic runs, I guess I don't even know.
Like well known.
Big Infinity the Infinity Gauntlet's the biggest one.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But like under that, I don't know. You have the Kang runs, you have the Galactus runs, even though the Infinity.
Are you just talking about comic runs in general?
Sure, yeah. It's like
so
it's like
Civil War.
It's like sure. It's like taking
Kang
all of
Dynasty,
those
Secret Wars
and just blending them and touching on them and just bringing in things that from them.
This is why
in one movie, not a whole series, a one movie.
Right.
It's
and we'll get
almost
to the
as though they looked at all of those top high-ranking comics, and they literally said, how many can we ruin in one movie?
Right.
I'm not joking.
No,
how many did we name?
Well, and here's the thing.
3 big ones.
Like, so
we
literally, let's rattle some off. We have Flashpoint, Red Sun, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and
Future Flash.
I mean, they literally looked at it and were like, we're just gonna mess them all up.
Just gonna touch base on these a little bit.
Why?
Here's the thing.
Because it's like, why?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I don't know.
We've said this before. We don't mind when studios stay true to their comic characters and make a new story. We don't mind that, right?
Nope.
So don't go and say we're doing Flashpoint.
No, don't.
And if you don't say we're doing Flashpoint, don't you like the only story that we have a framework on with Flash that the crux is saving his mother is Flashpoint. So don't use that premise.
No.
Unless you're going to do Flashpoint.
I mean,
it's going to make people mad.
Or at least like a large portion of, like, you can't.
The part with Red Sun, though, if they just left that there, if that was the only piece,
that was the only
that
piece,
would be okay. It would be stupid. It'd be stupid.
And the rest
it would be annoying.
Yeah.
But it would be like, okay, they're just doing that because they wanted to pick a bad country, quote unquote, to the United States' agenda.
Right.
And that's easy because it's Russia. Whatever. Yep. That's fine. But that's not the only piece. And we knew exactly what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
All right. Well,
this is the source material. We didn't even get to the holy cow.
Well, a lot of the
I'm sorry, I blew us off because the source
That's
material. A
part of
lot
the
of this review is the source material
100%.
and botching it.
Yeah,
I mean, you can put that card in anywhere. You can put it in right now. Now, I don't really give a rip, but when we're talking about what ruined this movie, it is major source material.
Mishandling.
Mishandling. Mishandling. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not even just misuse.
Dismantling.
It was knowingly mishandling. So it's not like they made a mistake and they messed up. It's
they knew what
honestly they were doing. Like they knew what they were doing and did it anyways.
Or
disobedience.
Or they said the name and then purposefully avoided it, which is just as bad. All right,
I am like
we've been talking about. We're already into the comic reviews, so we're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you go last.
Go ahead,
because you got to cool down a little bit here.
Right,
so cool a little bit. We'll start.
You're about to tell me something terrible.
Oh, I am. Oh, I really am.
Wait, what?
Mine has my biggest gripe in the comic review section has something that I don't know if he knows about for sure, and even if he does, it's gonna make you mad too. So
my blood pressure's at like 497 right now.
Why don't you go first, Harry? We'll do a DC sandwich. So okay. DC,
go
Marvel,
ahead,
DC.
Harry.
You start us out. What was like your biggest complaints, or I have to say positives about this movie because it doesn't exist. What did you what made it the worst for you when it comes to this review, or the best? I don't want to speak for you.
I mean, I think I can speak for all of us when we say this, that as bad as this movie, whatever this movie was going to be, that there was no point for it. That there's no point for this movie.
Well played.
There's There's no point for this movie. They're bringing in, like we touched on, just like they touched on 4 or 3 major comics, 4 comics. That's all they did was touch on those, and that they're not going to do anything with those. Right. So it's like, okay, if we're going to now go into a completely different universe now, is this going to happen again? Are we going to get a little taste of this again? Because I don't think that we're going to be getting these stories again. So of all the comic runs that we have heard about in the past, how long has whatever it is, DCEU EU has been,
what, 2016? Was that when the Justice League came out? 2015 maybe.
I can look it up, but anyway,
I have to look it up. But
we'll say almost 10 years of this.
Long enough.
Almost 10 years of this. We may never get those. I don't know if Gunn will be doing this.
Exact same issue.
Right, he'll step away from
as with Justice League.
Sure,
exactly. Same issue.
They got to wait. They got to wait a certain amount of time.
They have to let it sit because there's just too many scars.
So we're not going to get a flashback.
Sure, there's like soft tissue scars from these stupid movies that have been just pumped out.
Deep tissue.
So Flashpoint. We're not going to get a Flashpoint.
No, we're not. Yes.
Right.
So
keep going.
There's that.
Let it out. This is a safe space.
You're amongst friends.
I, as we all know, am a Bale fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I respect
so glad
Keaton.
He wasn't in this.
I respect
and
Keaton.
that's fine.
So glad he wasn't in this.
That's fine.
It's not my cup of tea,
I know.
as Michael Caine would say. But
we get nuts. Let's get nuts.
But you know what this was? Is that this was peak Keaton, like action moves. Like my man has never moved like me because it was CGI. But my man has never moved like that in a movie ever. Yeah. And I was sitting there like, Keaton's getting after it.
Yeah,
he's getting after it like old Dark Knight Returns, getting after it, just brutally beating people.
Can I ask you that now? Clarify.
Sure, go ahead.
Which scene did you like better when he was getting after it? Did you like the scene where he was,
scene or the Russian scene? Yeah.
No. I'm not even. The Kryptonian scene is him just in a plane.
That's true.
I mean, he fought that big guy.
He fought the big guy at the end.
Whatever.
Cool.
I don't really consider that.
I
was going to say the Russian scene,
yeah,
or when he fights the Flashes in his kitchen.
Oh yeah, that was great when he had the long hair and everything.
Which
it was the Russians part.
Oh yeah, the Russian parts because he got a few Batman stuff.
Yeah. And so, like,
classic Batman.
That was just complete. It was cool.
It was cool. It was cool.
That was just completely wasted. It was just like it was painful. It was like I don't even know. It's like eating hot wings, knowing that the repercussions are just going to be horrible.
Yep.
I think hot wings are better than this movie.
That's true. So yeah, there's that. I don't want to like take everything, but.
I like hot wings.
The thing is, after hot wings, after I spend the next morning on the throne,
exactly. That's what I'm alluding to.
What I'm saying is, though, even
then, you're like, that was better than watching.
Even when I'm sitting there,
that was more worth it.
100%. They were good wings. Yeah. I'm sitting there. I'm like, that was worth it.
That's not bad. That's not
I mean, even
I woke up the next day and I was like, that was
even
worth
seeing. So at least you know what? Let me put it this way.
So
at least
eating out of the toilet.
At least Keaton,
better than the Flash.
At least Keaton had his time in the sun.
He did. Exactly.
You know who didn't?
It's cool.
Affleck.
He got
a little bit at the beginning.
He got something in the beginning. But my man's has still not been able to be peak Batman.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He has one real scene as peak Batman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Batman v Superman in the extended cuts. Yeah.
No.
Well, even in the regular one.
No. Regular cut when he fights the
in the warehouse.
In the warehouse.
He comes through the wall and pulls the guy. And
that's epic.
It is, but like he could have had more.
But you understand, Harry, what we're talking about.
It's a moot point.
That's the point. What we're talking about is
let's talk about the Flash.
Two Batmen.
Gross.
Who were like scraping the barrel of like, yeah, they got a scene.
Right.
That's all they got.
Well, Michael Keaton got a little more than that, but it was still just a weird.
But the thing also with this is that
he got 2 movies.
He got 2 movies.
Solid movies.
Batfleck did not.
Yeah.
Those people, or those characters, I should say, would be getting more screen time, more story told.
Right.
If it was an actual movie about Flashpoint, or another movie about something that is a larger story arc than just a singular character. Which Flashpoint kind of is sort of a singular character, but also a bigger one.
I wouldn't have minded a Michael Keaton as Thomas Wayne.
That's what I was about to ask. Would you guys been okay if they got to the universe and he went to go look for Bruce Wayne, but found out that it's not Bruce, but it's actually Thomas?
Yeah, I would have been fine with it.
Even though it's Michael Keaton?
Do you know why I would have actually been fine with that more than what we got? I would have been fine with that more than what we got because wouldn't have saved the movie. No. So let's be clear about that. But it at least would have been outside of Batman. Okay,
sure.
Right now, what we got is another version of Batman that we're really frustrated to not have seen more of and never seen more of again.
Yeah, and I think honestly the only positive thing besides seeing a tidbit of Keaton that I really enjoyed, which was that DC could pull off some decent comedy.
Yeah, it was the funny.
There were some funny parts in that movie that I honestly thought was funny.
Yeah, I agree.
But but out of all those things, besides story, put story and everything aside, the biggest like technical flaw I have with this movie is that it looked like the CGI was from 2004.
Yeah, I saw an interview with one of the VFX artists that worked with it. I saw an interview, and they were like,
"Was it just an empty chair?"
No. So the VFX artist was talking.
I just laughed more at that comment than I did at the whole movie.
He was talking about like, and this has been a recurring thing of like big studios, especially the superhero studios, where they like pull in teams for ridiculous timelines. They don't give enough time. They overwork them, and it comes out like trash. Yep. And we've seen that happen occasionally.
Plenty of times.
And that's been like a complaint. There's been lawsuits against studios for that.
Actually, a major complaint right now with Batman, or not? I'm sorry, Spider-Man.
Into the Spider
across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that they didn't treat him well.
Major thing coming out right now.
But anyway,
over 100 people quit.
So that because the timelines were too tight. Well, anyway, so this guy in the interview, he pretty much ended the interview by saying, "If you see any effects in the Flash that look like they were done under a week, that's probably because they were." And so it's like. So it might not be
the whole movie.
Right. So it might. So what I'm saying is like it's probably not the artist's fault. It's the fact that they kept changing things and giving them tighter and tighter deadlines. It's just crap.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Anytime with WB, I rarely ever blame the artists.
Yeah.
I rarely ever, because we actually just all know it is the studio. Yeah. We actually just know. I mean, at what point can we just say Warner Brothers needs to sell the DCEU?
100%.
And
that's what they just did.
Hopefully,
James got we'll really know when the new season starts, like when he actually takes over. Like this new season of DC.
Yeah.
Like when when Peter Safran.
Yeah, I got what you're saying in that.
Yeah. All right, you done?
Yeah.
All right.
That's solid. It's a solid
that was good. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said.
Took a couple of things I was going to say, so
Me
good
too,
job.
Which is good. That's good. That's why we take turns going first.
How the tables.
Go ahead.
Turn.
How the turns
I've got
tabled.
Harry.
I know you do.
Got a plethora.
I said you took a few things. This has given me more ammunition than any
I just
movie.
cleared up your schedule.
You're allowing me to be more focused. I appreciate it.
There you go. You're honing in.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Allow me to hone it more.
Allow me.
I'm going to start with the good because I want to end with what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, God.
So good. I would agree with you, Harry, that the comedy was on point. Like I thought it was very funny. There's a lot of really funny stuff in it.
Better than Love and Thunder.
Way better than Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
But I would say, though, that one of my complaints of the movie was that there was too much of the comedy. That it went too much. There was not enough of the serious in the drive. And I know it's The Flash. I know it's supposed to be a little more lighthearted. But it was like, there were too many times where I was like, that's another middle school joke. You know, like...
Yeah. Flashpoint ain't a joke.
Just went a little... Yeah, exactly.
I think more or less...
storyline should be more serious.
I think more or less if they changed the character of, I guess, quasi-past Flash, different universe Flash, if they changed him from being a dumb surfer kid kind of esque, like skater punk kid, like you would have been probably okay with how much humor was there. But it's because everything that he ever said with his like groupies, they were like,
oh my goodness,
it was bad. It was just so annoying. That was annoying. I agree with that.
Yeah, I really didn't like past Flash.
No, I didn't either. Though I will say,
I think I know too many past Flashes.
I will say though that it was cool to see Ezra Miller do. He was very different, the two of him. Like I liked that back and forth. I liked the fact
he did have a good contrast.
Right. I like the fact that our current day Flash is so like not self-confident and so broken because of how he grew up. And then the other Flash is just the exact, he's so optimistic and arrogant almost and confident, self-confident. And Ezra Miller did a good job of like, but that's not enough to pull a whole movie. So like he did a good job, and that was cool to see him play two very different characters. But again, not enough to pull a movie. So that was my quasi good. My bad. So I'm just gonna say this is my. I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything we talked about in the source material. My least favorite part of the movie, of the entire movie, was that the Flash. It was the Flash's character arc.
Myself.
Well, we'll get there because it's kind of an all.
Oh, let me know when. Let me know when.
Are you sitting down?
I am. I don't know if I should
stand
be.
up.
Yeah, I actually probably should be.
Don't
standing
break
up
anything. The Flash's character arc was my most frustrated point. One, because we're never going to get any more, which we've talked about, right? But two, because he never learned. He never learned the lesson.
You're right. Yes.
So
yes.
So like he finally
didn't learn.
He sees everybody die. He sees himself die, like become this horrible creation, and he's like, and he goes, I need to let my mom die, which is great. That is the lesson of Flashpoint. Yep. So I was like, okay, they're doing one thing right.
Right.
He goes back. The scene in the supermarket was wonderful. Like that was so heartbreaking where he mouths
I don't have a heart,
out,
but yeah.
Right, where he like mouths out the I love you more, I loved you first. Like it was good.
Right.
Like it was a good
scene,
exactly
where you're going with this. I just resonate with
and then
everything.
he goes to the aisle and he's like, well, maybe my dad could look up. Like he sees the camera and he's like,
he changes where the beans are.
He's a dum-dum.
Yeah.
He's a dum-dum.
Right. And then he goes back to the future.
He's the dumbest dummy that ever dummed.
And it works. Stupid bird. Right? It works.
Stupid. He's a stupid bird.
It worked, right? So it works. And his dad is set free. But it changes the whole universe. Everything's messed up. So like the movie ends with the hero not actually learning anything. He did the exact same thing.
That got him in the mess.
And he ruined the universe, maybe a little bit less ruined, but he still ruined the entire universe. He doesn't know what's all different. And the worst part is we'll never even see what's all different because we are not going to get another movie.
Besides Batman.
Can I add to that?
Well, no. Well, all
go
right.
ahead. No. You finish.
Before I tell you the thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead before I tell you the thing.
Here's the thing. Here's what they could have done to actually make that work. Okay, so hear what I'm saying.
Yes.
The Flash doesn't learn.
Right.
Okay? I don't think we're all surprised by that.
No, he's kind of a foolish, immature character.
And we just end the DCEU with the fact that
it's
the
a new
Flash doesn't ever learn.
Right.
And so he kills everything.
Well, or what would have been really cool is when he comes back from changing the sauces, right? The first time you see him, he appears in his room.
Right.
There's the note with the beer from Iris.
Yeah.
And it's his back. Turns around and he's the Flash that James Gunn has cast, and we're now in the DCU, and it's changed everything.
Yeah,
and because they kind of made inference that this movie would set up the DCU, it didn't.
It didn't do any of that.
And so, but if they did that, it would. Like if he came in and it was a new, and it's not Ezra Miller, we'd all be like, "What the frick?"
So
the movie would have a purpose.
I would have a purpose.
Not
exactly.
Joking about this.
Exactly.
They literally lied about everything.
Oh yeah, it just. Well, I think 100%. Because they had like 4 years to change everything.
But I'll get to my point on. I'll get to my point on that. But you tell me the thing that's going.
Here's the. You ready?
No.
Brace yourself.
I'm not.
So there were multiple endings filmed.
Okay.
Multiple endings filmed.
Because that's always going to work well.
Well, here's the thing.
Sounds like typical.
There's an ending filmed back in 2018. That was supposed to be the original ending.
Yeah.
And then Hamada left. And things changed in DC. And
before we go any further, what movie was supposed to happen after this movie in 2018?
Aquaman 2.
Just Aquaman 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, so Hamada leaves, and they film a second ending because they're like, all right, things are kind of changing.
Right, you got to shift and
right. Yeah. Then James Gunn and Saffron are hired, and they film a third ending, and that's the one we got. Okay. All right. So third ending we know.
You just said 3. You said there were 4.
No, there's 3 endings.
Okay.
Second ending. All right, second ending. The second ending they filmed because the first ending is the worst one. And it's the one that makes me the most angry. It's the one that will probably make you the most angry. Second ending, and you actually. Ooh, this is good. I love having this information. All right, second ending. They bring Henry Cavill back because Henry Cavill had just filmed Black Adam, And so their desire was to then reintroduce him. So when the Flash leaves the courthouse, the people who meet him are Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Henry Cavill. Right? So he's met by them.
So he's met by the Justice League.
Trinity.
By the Justice League.
He's met by the Trinity.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Second ending. For the original ending.
But wait, anything with that? Or he just met with them?
Well, so he met with them, and then the purpose was then to do Man of Steel 2 and Wonder Woman 3. Right? All right. First ending, even worse. First ending. Comes back. Leaves the courthouse. Sasha Calle is there. She's now Supergirl of this world.
Okay.
Michael Keaton is there. He's now Batman of this world. The purpose behind that
No, don't do it.
was that Michael Keaton
Don't do it. Please.
had
don't
already shot scenes in Aquaman 2,
No.
and they had started to pen
No, they
a
don't.
Batman Beyond movie
I'm
with
Michael
Keaton as Batman.
I'm done.
That was The Flash, guys. I read that news this week.
That's confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed that was the original plan. The original plan was for Michael Keaton to become the Nick Fury of the new DC universe, get people together, but he was going to be retired and he was going to bring in Terry as the new Batman.
This is stupid.
Given
that
information,
Let's switch seats here.
No. Given this information.
Given that information.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Greg, remember?
Flip.
Given that information,
Yeah, for sure.
you're talking an actual competitor for my top spot. I'm actually
100%.
serious.
Yeah.
100%.
Because part of the reason why I hate Justice League so much is
Yeah.
what we lost out on. And what
we
we
lost
learned.
more here. We lost more here.
I don't know. And that's going to
Michael
be.
Keaton as old man Batman with a Terry McGinnis. That's what we've been asking for since we saw Batman
I don't know.
in 1989.
I don't know if I'm going to ever recover from this.
Yeah.
Literally, Harry. So that's another comic
That they ruined.
they ruined, and we won't see.
not just a comic.
The prep of it.
A run, a series,
Multiple.
multiple.
Yeah. All right. Well, Logan, you're next.
I can't recover.
You want to just go to the verdict?
No.
All right. You can make it. You take a drink.
He needs his
Take
time.
a drink of your rain.
It's gone.
It's been done gone.
I shotgunned that thing before this episode.
Yeah, you didn't see me do it.
I didn't see it. You're fast. All right. What? Why is this movie so bad for you? Or maybe it's really good. It might be his favorite movie. I don't know for sure. Getting conflicting messages here.
So let me put out the obvious.
Go for it.
Okay.
Do it.
Harry already hit on Keaton, so I'm
He
not
did.
even gonna.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He
know.
was very well spoken on that.
And
Harry,
we got our two movies. We got our two movies.
Golf clap on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
So
You know that because I'm not a Keaton. I'm not a Keaton
No, I
fan.
get you
I
saying
am-
that
He's not my
even
top-
as a
top
he's
dog.
not a Keaton
I am
top dog is
Yeah.
impressive.
I am so thankful for you that they
Why?
didn't ruin Bale for you.
Yeah.
Because I thought one of the people I thought they might bring back. I said Clooney and Bale. I thought they might bring Bale in. I'm so glad they didn't.
Well, I think probably Bale and Nolan. Well, Bale said
Bale has
he'll
said, "I
never
won't
come
do it
back
with-
unless
Nolan
yeah.
does it." But
And Nolan probably was just like, "We're not doing that."
Nolan probably called Christian Bale and was like, "Listen, man, if you answer
not.
that,
Yeah.
if you answer that call, I will hunt you down."
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
All right. Nick Cage. Nick Cage, my man.
Did you know that he was actually on
Sir
set?
Nicolas Cage.
Did you know he was actually on set for that.
He
He was on set for that. They didn't
lost
CGI
it.
him.
This is
Really?
Yeah,
is
was on
worse
set.
than losing it the first time.
I know. We saw
The
him fight a
fact that
monster.
he
They gave you a
had this.
taste.
They
He
gave
fought
you
a
a
monster.
taste.
What was that? Was it like a rock monster or something? I can't even remember.
No,
He
I think
fought
it was
like
a
monster.
spider. It was like a
Spider
Yeah, it was a
giant
giant
spider.
spider.
Super cool though.
Which is probably in the Superman.
You
one.
all
I just don't
know.
anything
I'm
about
sure
it.
he fights.
I mean,
Superman
we're
fights
all
aliens.
well aware. Nicolas Cage is probably one of the greatest actors of all time, and to have him, be treated thus
Yeah, right.
was just unfair to his caliber and to his resume and to.
But he bought too many castles, so he needed the cash.
No, I mean, tit for tat, whatever. In all seriousness, I believe the worst. You guys did a really good job. I can't even summarize all of the things that I think are terrible about this movie. I can't even begin. I don't even know. You've devastated me.
I'm sorry.
Like I literally am so shook. I am so shook. I don't even remember the movie now.
During the source material,
I literally can't think.
During the source material, you said a lot though.
I have a partially photographic memory and I can't remember anything because all I'm seeing is red right now.
Rage.
Yeah.
Because I am so viscerally angry about this movie. And the thing about it was I said it from the start.
Yes.
And I named it the moment we were talking. Like, here's what I'm going to say. This movie was a complete lie. Yeah, that is 100%. What bothers me the most.
100%.
Yeah.
They lied about the source material.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get excited about anything that you were potentially going to see in this movie.
Right. As soon as we saw the trailers, we knew it. Let me give you
a perfect example.
We knew it wasn't going to be right.
Harry.
Yes, sir.
Here's an example. When I say we're going to make The Dark Knight.
Okay.
What comics are we basing this on?
Year Zero.
What was Year Zero, but what else?
No, Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, right. Okay, so we expect to see not all, but
Gotham by Gaslight.
Was that one? No. It's that one with where's the one with Batman has all the rainbow colors?
No,
where's all the different colors? No, I'm talking about the one from like the 50s where each Batman has a different color based on the rainbow.
Right.
I think that's the one they'd make it off.
So Dark Knight Rises. Correct. We expect to know more about the Dark Knight storyline. That's what we got. That's what we saw. Right?
Yep.
If we say we're going to see Flashpoint, and I see no Flashpoint, I'm going to lose my mind. If James Gunn, the new head of DC, says this is going to be one of the best movies of all time, I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I go in, and it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I can't trust them in leading the DC.
He was on your good side for a minute.
Almost,
he's on everyone's good side.
I think he
gave us what the model for Marvel movies is.
Yeah, I think he's still on most people's good side.
It's not on mine.
I know.
So
I think
he
they're
says
seeing
that
this as a watch.
One, I expect it to be a good movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Not a lie. He obviously lied for production. He obviously 100%. Lied to try and get people in the door.
He's trying to make sure his company stays afloat. Right. Makes sense.
3, they made it clear repeatedly that this was supposed to wrap up and end the DCEU.
Yeah.
Didn't do that at all.
It made more webs.
It perpetuated the DCEU. It made it keep going.
Perpetuated the DCEU, which needed to die.
It's already dead, man.
And but they made it worse walking out the door.
I know.
Sure. Walking out the door, they kicked the DCEU while it was down.
Yeah.
And it was the worst possible. Like, I can't actually think of many worse ways to end what we're dealing with.
Aquaman 2 has not come out yet. You don't know, man. They can make it worse.
They could make it worse.
They got 2 more movies to make it worse.
Here's the issue. That's my biggest thing.
Right. Yes.
Everything about this movie was a lie.
Yeah.
We were told many different things about what it would be. Yeah. And it was none of those things.
Yeah. Agreed.
So,
how do you trust DC, WB, James Gunn in any way, shape, or form?
Right. James Gunn is probably the one I trust the most of those 3. But only because I know he's trying to save the company that he just inherited.
Is he?
No. I mean, that's why he said it was good. Is what I'm going to assume at this point. Until I see his product, that's what I'm going to assume.
I have been burned too much at this point.
Well, I'm at like a 20% trust of him right now.
I can't even give it there.
20%.
So
Warner Brothers and DC, I'm at like a 0.005.
And let me add on to that.
Never lose.
Let me add on to this. The last thing.
Here's
the culminating thing.
Then we'll verdict it.
DC went and doubled down.
They did double down.
No, worse.
What do you mean?
The director of The Flash is supposed to now be the director of The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen.
That better not happen.
Yeah, I hope not.
What would justify that in any way, shape, or form.
Well, they also thought about that Ezra Miller may or may not continue. He better not.
He better not.
Like, this bombed hard.
It's not just about that. People also, and rightfully so to a certain extent,
sure,
boycotted the movie because of Ezra Miller.
Sure, yeah. He's still got questionable character stuff going on. We don't know.
There is nothing. And I mean it. There's nothing redeeming about this movie.
Right. Agreed. Except that it ended.
So I have nothing positive to say about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What
are you thinking? What are you looking up?
So I forgot the comic. What do you call it?
Source?
Author.
Author
for The Brave and the Bold. Is it not Batman and Robin, but Damian?
Yes, it's Damian. It's his son.
So I'm currently reading New 52 because I forgot his name. It's like Tomasi or whatever his name is.
I don't know.
The New 52 Batman and Robin. So it's not Batman and Robin Reborn, which is the pre-52 Batman and Robin with Damian.
Mm-hmm.
It's current 52 Damian, Batman and Robin. I'm reading that.
You meant Rebirth.
Yeah, not
Reborn.
Rebirth.
Rebirth. Yeah, Rebirth.
So I haven't read those, but right.
Cyclops,
Cyborg, all the same.
James Marsden.
So I read the first two.
He's playing Batman, did you hear?
Jeez.
You read the first.
I read the first two like last year, and I just finished the like fifth one or sixth one. Well, anyway, if they don't pull from either of those for the Damian, like, so if I asked you, where did Damian come from?
Talia al Ghul trained him. He was born
to be the Demon Head.
No.
Didn't she train to take over?
She trained him to kill Batman.
Right, so that he could be the Demon Head, though.
That was potentially.
He's supposed to be the heir that Batman wouldn't be.
Yes,
that what it was?
It was kind of it's debatable, but really what it comes down to is he's Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul's son, trained by the League of Assassins,
and every high scholar of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
right.
To then go and kill his father.
Right.
And yes, to a certain extent, then again, Ra's al Ghul's
raised to the Demon Head
perspective is to be the heir.
Right.
Now, that isn't all of their perspective, but yes.
In that run, does it start with Damian not being with Batman?
Correct.
It's about Damian coming to get him, right?
It starts with it starts with him being in like a I don't know what you'd call it, but like a embryo outside. She did not carry him in this run.
Gotcha.
She put him in like a stasis pod thing.
Nice.
And he was born from that at perfect timing. And at a very young age, she was trained. And the only way, like at one point, he finds the cowl of Batman.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, who is this? Is this my father?" And she's like, "Oh, when you beat me in a 1-to-1 combat, I'll tell you who he is, who your father is." And she talks about him being like Alexander the Great and whatever. And anyway, that Damian's Alexander the Great, and I forget Philip whatever is Alexander the Great's father. Anyway,
gotcha.
So yeah, it just like goes through the whole storyline, and then it talks about how Damian then betrays his mom because he realizes that his mom is lying to him, and like all that. It's like it's like them just being like, "Oh, actually, Talia al Ghul just dropped them off at Batman's door," and like if they do something like that, then I'm gonna have absolutely. Right now I'm very leery of that story.
I heard Damian was the second to last son of Krypton. Actually,
that's correct.
He shows up at Wayne Manor.
That's correct.
And they raise him for vengeance.
I can't actually have you verbalize these things on a podcast that is going to be widely distributed on the World Wide Web. I need you to actually rein it in, because here's the thing. They're going to hear stuff like that and be like,
"That's a good idea.
That's what we're going to go with."
Well, what's great about
I will if that happens.
If that happens, I quit. You guys do the podcast without me.
What's great about this run of Batman and Robin
comics anymore?
I won't do it. I will do it to myself. I will do it alone.
I will fall on my own sword.
Yeah. What's great about this Batman and Robin, though, is that like eventually, how I don't know. Do you guys care about reading the story?
I know the story. Go ahead.
You can spoil it for me.
You remember how Damian dies?
Mm-hmm.
With the like twin, she made another Damian that like was like a hybrid. he was like a full-on grown man that's like wrapped in like these like almost like Hush like or Moon Knight bandages, and he's got like a half cowl with like a cyborg, cyborg looking.
When the first demon didn't work, she went.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and
that's cool. If this stuff doesn't happen,
and then eventually he killed him, and then Batman goes nuts.
Yep,
if nuts. If this stuff doesn't happen, I'm gonna be mad.
So here's
such a good story.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not gonna do it.
They are choosing the Flash director to direct that movie.
I know.
I will break.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just can you break the less expensive things?
No, I will go and find them and break all of their things.
The thing is that he could pick it. He could pick whichever Batman and Robin he wanted.
I will.
He could pick whichever Batman and Robin between the two Damians that he wants.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
So let's do verdict.
All right. You ready for this verdict time? All right. Yep. You want us to start us out? Get it over with.
It's so simple. It's a hot pile of garbage, and it's a hot pile of garbage.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't. This, I'm gonna say it. This may be New Mutants for me.
It might for me as well.
I don't know.
As the quintessential bad movie.
Based on everything you just said, I need to reevaluate all of the choices I've made in my life.
Well, yeah, why didn't we start this earlier so that we could have a bigger following to actually take down the director from actually ever making this movie by having like that much of a pull
what I'm gonna do?
World, you know
what?
What are you gonna do?
Let me just go back.
Yo, finger guns.
I'm gonna go backwards though.
They still didn't even fix his
They
still didn't even fix his
run.
No,
they did.
No, he finger gunned.
He's still throwing.
He finger gunned, but the other one did run like this.
Really?
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not the finger gun that bothers me. It's the throw.
Me.
It's the throw. So I'm going to show you.
They make fun of him, don't they?
They do, yeah. They do. They make fun of him in the movie. Out the pockets. Out the pockets. Grab those pockets. There you go. Grab the pockets.
Yes.
Grab the pockets.
Wow.
That's actually the spitting image. That's
literally how he runs.
Are you Ezra Miller?
Did you double for Ezra Miller in that movie? You know what's really funny?
Honestly, if I was standing in front of you and you had a deck of cards in your hand, I'd be scared.
I saw a video where somebody was like,
"Are you camping?"
I am.
I saw a video where somebody was like, and this is
be a lot cooler if you were.
What makes it even worse that
this is our crossover in the MCU.
The Eternals.
That's what it is.
Okay, the Eternals.
The what?
The Eternals. People, right. But people were like, why couldn't the Speedster run like that? Like the Speedster in the Eternals looked awesome.
Yeah.
Like looked really cool.
I don't know what he looks
like a normal
There's
person.
no reason he runs the way he runs.
And then the Flash is like, meow, meow, meow. It's like, what the what's going on?
Is he having a seizure while running?
I don't know.
There's no sense to it.
All right, hot garbage, hot garbage.
Hot garbage, hot garbage. Move on.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage.
It's like so stupid.
For sure.
What do you got?
I agree. Hot garbage, hot garbage.
If you say anything else, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like
it's
both
true.
of you.
Hot garbage, hot garbage.
I normally don't force my opinions on you, but this is it. It's done. I'll do yours.
Really?
Yours is hot garbage, hot garbage.
Wait,
yours is hot garbage, hot garbage. Wrap it up.
I want to say one thing about the hot garbage, though. So hot garbage, and here's one thing that I noticed, which has been a trend in the DCEU, which is them trying to do what works, but too quickly. So we saw it with Batman v Superman.
Okay.
Trying to be rushed out to match the whole Civil War thing, right?
It's all rushed out.
Right. But we see this again.
Have they ever produced a movie on like just like a normal timeline?
Probably not.
No.
Well, this one they had like 5 years to make it right.
You know what they did?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the Batman? They technically same time frame, same exact time frame actually, except for a year later.
And a little bit shorter.
2022.
A little bit shorter. The Flash had like 5 years to make it right.
Yeah, well, Batman had 4.
Yeah, it's true. It was postponed, wasn't it? Because
it was like end of 2018, early 2019.
And became 2022.
And it came 2022.
Anyway, so they grabbed this idea of the multiverse, right? That's like really selling right now.
Is that what it was?
Well, it's the same idea, right?
They're on the multiverse kick.
Yeah, right, they are. So they grabbed that, right? And they're like, let's do the nostalgia thing because that's really working, right? And they look at something like Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Which is the one that did it, right?
Yep.
So Spider-Man brought
who everyone really loves.
earlier people, right? Yeah.
The Flash.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing, though.
That's speedster.
Here's the thing, though. They could. It's
probably
speeds right into your heart.
It's probably Spider-Man.
But the thing is, they could, right? We see it happen with Guardians. They could, right? But they could, because if they did the right movie, they did a good movie. But here's the problem.
Right.
So Spider-Man...
They didn't do a good movie.
Spider-Man had 4 had 5 movies with Spider-Man in them by the time the Spider-Man No Way Home came out. And 2 of them were Spider-Man's own movies.
Spider-Man.
So we were like super invested in these guys in Spider-Man.
Sure.
And so we were ready to see this culmination, right? They try and do the exact same thing with the Flash. The Flash has been in one movie and it wasn't even his.
Yep.
And
this was supposed to be it.
Right, but they're expecting the crowd response to be like No Way Home.
Let me ask you a question.
No Way Home was the 7th movie or the 6th movie that Spider-Man was in.
No, it's the 7th. I think you're right.
Was it? But regardless, it's like we had
might be the 8th.
so
no,
much.
It's the 8th.
Is it?
The first one he was in is Civil War.
Civil War. Homecoming.
Oh, I thought you were talking about also. I thought you were including. Sorry, my fault. I thought you were also including the nostalgia that comes along with
that's
3 Tobey Maguires.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And 2 Andrew Garfields.
Like
you're talking,
the 5
and
Tom
then
Hollands.
the 5 Tom Hollands.
Yeah. Right.
So like that response wasn't just
to
Tom Holland. That response was Tugboat Toby and Garfield redeeming himself.
Right. And so it's the same idea, but they did it with like no material and expected the same same response.
Let me ask you both a question.
The DCU.
Let me ask you a question,
sir.
If this movie was not what it was, but it was instead, a just origin like base, no other people pulled, maybe like one other character
origin story
of the Flash.
Flash.
No.
Would you have been happier with that?
No.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, happier? Would I have been happier with it? Yes, I would have been.
And it goes absolutely nowhere because obviously we know.
Harry, literally, I think there's nothing
that would have been worse.
That could have been like worse. I don't know. Yeah. Unless it was renamed like
The Dark Knight Returns,
like the Dark Knight, unless it had to do more with Batman. Like I don't know.
Well, unless they actually brought in Keaton and a Terry McGinnis and then just did nothing with it.
And killed him immediately, or brought in Christian Bale.
In this movie, Batman's poor. He's got no muscle mass, and he's a petty thief. How about we do that?
That's Aladdin.
Wait a minute.
Aladdin's the antithesis of Batman? Fair enough. What's your verdict, Terry?
Street rat.
Garbage.
Not hot?
No.
Not hot garbage? Just regular garbage?
I'm sorry. Garbage. No, it's a hot pile of garbage. Hot pile of garbage. Steaming on fire with laser beams.
Yes.
Well done.
All the beams. This is bad.
It's more of medium rare hot garbage, but
I'm done.
Medium rare hot garbage.
Listen, I love
There's still a little blood in it.
I love DC so much, and it just doesn't love me back.
That's the problem. I had this when I was on vacation. I went to see this movie, and then I went on vacation and read some really great Batman comics, and I'm like,
well, here's the thing.
Why can't they just get someone from the comics to write a comic, and then people are like, I can make this into a movie?
Harry, why?
DCU does.
Doesn't it love us?
Why don't they love us?
Why don't they love us?
We love torturing our fans.
Here's the thing.
Why do they hate us?
DC does good comic books. DC does good animated movies. DC does good video games.
Great animated movies.
Right? All 3 mediums there.
And better video games.
That's what I'm saying. Good.
Did you say video games?
Video games.
I'm sorry.
Good video games, good animated movies, and good comic
I
books.
didn't hear him.
Can't put together a video game.
Well, except for the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man game was good.
Right? Or did Sony do that?
Well, it's in. Probably.
Sony. Marvel's got nothing.
Regardless,
can't put a game together.
Regardless, why can't DC do a movie?
I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I'm blown away.
The only movies we got are solo Batman movies. That's it. Solo Batman movies.
So many.
Just grab one of the dudes that made the animated movie. And just put real people to it.
Honestly,
just make them make an animated movie and then be like, we're going to throw away all your drawings and put real people in it.
Probability-wise, you think they would have done a better job?
Turn out bad, probably. What?
Probability-wise,
animated?
No.
40 years ago, you asked me
the number of DCEU films.
Yeah.
Probability-wise, they should have just done better.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why? Because they have so much material to work from.
100%.
And they absolutely just disregard the material.
They have just as much.
It comes down to that.
That's never.
They have just as much, if not more, than Marvel to grab from. And they're just, for some reason, they fumble it every time.
They have more. They have more.
They've been around longer.
Not only that, it's just they have more storylines.
Guys, I can't.
It's not working. All right, well, if you liked The Flash, you should probably
reevaluate your goals.
You may be living in a different universe because that wasn't The Flash we watched.
Yeah, you're not in this universe.
That's true. If you liked The Flash, send us that movie because maybe it was good.
And then go back to your own universe and never return.
Well, no, if they stay here, maybe we'll make better DC movies.
Just leave me alone if that's the case. Like, we don't want to talk to you.
Well, if you didn't like The Flash, you were as mad as we were. Leave a comment.
Please
drop it in the comics.
Please let somebody comment. Please let somebody go. I love The Flash. Please let them. Please.
Oh, should I let you respond to that one?
No.
Probably not.
Nope.
We might get ejected from YouTube.
Nope. Not if we want. Yeah. Not if we ever want to make a video again.
Right. All right, guys. We are going to continue to try and recover from The Flash and film some more episodes if we have the heart and energy and soul to do so. Keep listening. Like, subscribe.
It took my heart.
Click those links.
It took my energy.
That's what gives us energy. You guys give us energy because these movies definitely don't. All right. We'll see you guys next time on the Legion of Comic Correction.